So another day, another Battlefield 6 leak, and by leak, I mean like articles upon articles of new information about the new game. There's plenty of cool stuff to talk about with all of these leaks, but today I kind of wanted to just focus specifically on the alleged Battle Royale game mode coming for Battlefield 6. And when I say alleged, at this point, I feel like we can pretty much just say with 100% certainty, man, that there's going to be a Battle Royale / free-to-play element in this game. And these new data mine leaks have pretty much all but confirmed it. But let's just dive right in because there is a lot of information and details to share with you guys about the Battle Royale itself. And then also, I just kind of wanted to share my thoughts on the topic and whether or not I think this is a good idea for the franchise. Really quick though, if you are enjoying the content, make sure to hit that like button. It truly does help me out a lot, man, and subscribe for more Battlefield videos while we wait for this new game. I got a lot of cool videos coming up that I'm working on, so definitely stay tuned for that. So if you don't know Temporal, he is a data miner who at this point has pretty much achieved like god status in the Battlefield community. Data mining, if you don't know though, is the act of extracting and analyzing data from a game's files to discover like hidden or unreleased content, features, guns, maps, just pretty much anything interesting that might not be available to the general public quite yet, you can find with data mining. And during 2042, this guy Temporal was practically dropping the maps for each season before DICE and EA even could. So I guess just to say, this dude is extremely good and accurate at what he does. After 2042, he kind of disappeared for a long time, but recently he came back with loads and loads of information after data mining the Battlefield Labs game client. And there's a lot more that I'll cover in probably another video summarizing everything, but I felt like the Battle Royale information needed its own video because it's kind of a lot and it's pretty interesting seeing the opinions of the Battlefield community on this, and I kind of wanted to just dive deeper into that. So here's the screenshot from a Reddit post of a text conversation between Temporal and a Redditor with a ton of information regarding the Battle Royale element of the new game. I'm just going to put it up here on screen. So first, he saw that there are multiple ways to queue into the match, whether that's solo, duos, trios, or a full 4-man squad, which, you know, it's pretty standard for a BR mode. I guess you insert the map via a MH47 Chinook, which, okay, like that's pretty cool. I mean, it's a bit different compared to Warzone C130. That does make me curious if the Chinook is going to be in the base game as well, but I kind of doubt it. It's probably just a vehicle designed for the BR to kind of just add to the immersion and make you feel like you're a soldier getting dropped into enemy lines, you know what I mean? There's a parachute / cut parachute feature, which I don't really have to elaborate on that, you know, it is what it is. There's armor plates, both soft and hard. So I'm guessing this means the armor in the game will be more attuned to how armor works in like Apex Legends, where you have different tiers of armor, compared to Warzone, where you more have like a set amount of armor plates that you put on. So kind of curious to see how that works. Free-to-play component, which we are going to elaborate on later, but yeah, I really hope it's free to play, dude, or else this is literally dead on arrival. Looks like there are missions and call-ins, which I don't know if that's for vehicles or loadouts or maybe both. Well, we're just gonna have to see. Loot rarity, so more powerful or rare guns that you can pick up on the map, you know, whether it's on the ground or loot boxes. Next would be upgrade kits and weapon upgrades. And then there's a shrinking circle, which is in every single Battle Royale. But what's funny is he put in parentheses right here, probably fire, which I'm curious if he just said that because of Firestorm from Battlefield 5, or if he actually found some other kind of information relating to the circle, like destroying buildings or vegetation in the files or something. Like, not 100% confirmed, but I think it would make a lot of sense for it to be a Firestorm 2.0 of sorts, because I actually think that's a feature from the original Firestorm that not a lot of people talk about or give credit to. The fact that the circle was literally fire and not like a gas or storm or some bullshit, like, it made it relatively impossible for people to run around in the circle to like flank enemies, because unlike Warzone where you just can put a gas mask on and run around in the circle, like this is a fire, right? Like the gas mask is not helping you. It's a fire, it's killing you very fast. So I think that really made the end game a lot more intense and focused than other battle royales, because it did a really good job at like forcing the players into the playable area. Looks like there's also a second chance slash respawn, which makes me instantly wonder if there's also a gulag in this game where you can, you know, win a mini 1v1 and then return to the game. But I kind of doubt it, because I feel like if they did that, that would be just blatantly ripping off Call of Duty. It's probably more of just a standard respawn mechanic like Fortnite or PUBG. So that's pretty much it for like the standard battle royale and everything that he found out. But there's also another battle royale-esque game mode that Temporal mentions called Gauntlet, and I feel like I've been hearing about this so-called Gauntlet mode for a while now, and it actually was first mentioned in an article by Tom Henderson back in February, but seeing Temporal practically confirm it is pretty interesting. I'll put this screenshot up here as well, but after reading it, my understanding of this game mode is practically a crossover of Squad Rush, if you remember that, and then like cash out from the finals. Like pretty much this is an elimination game mode between a bunch of smaller teams featuring different kinds of missions and objectives that you need to complete in order to stay in the match. And Temporal explains the way it would kind of play is like this: like you'd pretty much have a series of different game modes. Like first, for example, you'd have to complete an extraction mission, and then after that you'd play a round of capture the flag, and then finally you have to be the first team to kill a high value target. And I guess after each mission, only a certain number of teams would advance to the next mission. At this point, however, he doesn't know exactly how the point system would work or how teams would be determined, you know, eliminated or not, which I am curious to see how that would play out. He also states that it appears to be on the same map as the Battle Royale, with POIs like Crash Site, Downtown, Main Street, I guess there's a military base, a tech center, and then again, this Gauntlet mode would have some kind of like free-to-play element within it. So yeah, I'm actually really curious to see this mode, because if anything, I'm definitely more interested in playing this so-called like Gauntlet mode than I am the Battle Royale. But it's also really hard to conceptualize how Gauntlet is actually going to play at the moment. So we're just gonna have to wait and see, but this definitely sounds very intriguing, and in my opinion, a lot more Battlefield than a traditional BR mode would be. And I guess that kind of just brings me right into my thoughts about all of this. You know, like, look, there's a lot of people upset by the idea of a battle royale being in the game, but at this point, I kind of just think it is what it is. You know, like they've tried doing this kind of battle royale slash extraction game mode in the past with the 2 games consecutively, and they've failed epically both times. Like, I'm not surprised that they're giving this a third attempt. I just hope that if they're gonna do this, please just try this time. Like, try to make it actually successful and not just dead on arrival, because putting Firestorm and Hazard Zone behind a paywall was like the most predictably dumb thing DICE could have done imaginable. Like, at least for Firestorm specifically, because that battle royale actually had a lot of potential and I thought it was genuinely really fun. I mean, Hazard Zone though, that shit would have been dead regardless. That it was horrendous. And they definitely just threw that together last minute with no like play testing or thought involved. I like refuse to believe that they even tested Hazard Zone before they dropped it. And I guess my problem with these 2 game modes was always the fact that it clearly took away from the development of the core multiplayer aspect for both of these titles. And to make it worse, a week or so after launch, no one's playing it because the only audience who had access to these game modes were Battlefield players who bought the game to play Battlefield, not Battle Royale. So like, it makes no sense. And it was frustrating launching these games with a lack of content at launch, because you're sitting there knowing that a literal third of the game is already dead and useless. You know what I mean? But if DICE and EA can make something genuinely fun and polished and release it correctly by allowing it to be free to play, I do think overall it is a net positive for the Battlefield franchise as a whole, because this game would finally be open to an audience that may have never given Battlefield a chance in the first place. And with Warzone on its last legs right now, attempting to save itself by releasing Verdansk of all things, like there's definitely a gap in the market for a game like Battlefield to take advantage of and establish itself as a major player again. The only problem though I'm seeing is these are two completely different audiences. Like I think the reason most Battlefield fans don't care for a Battle Royale in the new game is not because we like hate Battle Royale, but because Battlefield games in themselves scratch that sandbox itch for us, right? Like we've been getting those epic Battlefield moments that you can only get from a sandbox type experience, and we've fallen in love with the formula and the way Battlefield like does it, that we don't really feel like we need a Battle Royale to accomplish that. You know what I mean? Like I don't need a Battle Royale to have these insane moments with my friends when I have Battlefield. It's like I'm not upset that they're making it. I'm just like, wow, like cool, man. Like okay, Battle Royale, you know, like it's whatever. And even when Warzone came out initially and everyone was talking about how cool the mode was and the moments, and like I'm just a Battlefield player sitting here like, yeah man, that's why I've been playing Battlefield, bro. Like I've done this so many times. Like I mean, like trust me, I get it. There's like the stakes of a Battle Royale game mode is different because you're not responding consistently, but I always just had Battlefield to scratch that sandbox itch for me. But the deal is like, they're clearly trying to bring in a new audience into the game that's going to be attracted by the ability to play something new in the Battle Royale space. And I applaud them for that, right? Like it makes a ton of sense from a business perspective. I do think they're kind of late to the party with a Battle Royale because the game mode does seem to be dying, but also it might just feel like it's dying because literally nothing new or exciting has dropped lately to keep that space fresh. I mean, like to go back to Warzone, right? Like their big feature at the moment is bringing back Verdansk, which is just them re-releasing the original Warzone map. Like it's that bad, dude. Like they literally have nothing going on in the Battle Royale space right now. The problem is I just don't know if this new audience is going to end up transitioning to the main title like they're hoping. And if they don't, the Battle Royale needs to be really damn good and have a ton of content ready to go, or else it's just going to die anyways. Like that's why the Gauntlet mode is way more intriguing to me, because I could actually see that bringing new players into the Battlefield like ecosystem and transitioning them to the main title a lot more seamlessly because of the team play elements of the objectives and the missions with the game mode compared to just a standard Battle Royale. But yeah, I guess to conclude, I'm excited to try it out, right? Like I'm gonna give this thing a shot. I don't want it to end up being yet another waste of time and development that takes away from the success of the main game, because at this point, dude, like we've been saying this for like the past two titles. It's like we truly just need another good Battlefield again, you know what I mean? And my fear is that I don't know if they can pull off a Battle Royale. Like they've given me literally nothing to give me hope that they could do it. I will say though, I am more than willing to let them prove me wrong. If they can pull off a really cool Battle Royale for Battlefield, I think it could actually be extremely popular, but I'm very, very skeptical at this point. Let me know what you guys think though. Are you excited for a Battle Royale game mode in Battlefield 6? What are your thoughts on this additional Gauntlet mode as well? Would love to hear what you guys think. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but every video I like to pin my favorite comment just as kind of a small appreciation for you guys engaging with the content. I do genuinely appreciate you watching until the very end. And if you are enjoying the content around here, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more Battlefield videos. Until the next video, my name is Sam. Have a good one. Bye.